Alright, hey guys, how's it going? So today we're going to do this funky arrangement of Give It To Me Baby by Rick James. I keep hearing this song everywhere, and anytime that happens I always sit down and learn it, try to figure out what's going on. So we're not going to play it exactly like the recording. We're going to make it more guitar centric. We're going to make it a little more funky. We're going to try to cover some of the horn part, some of the bass line, some of the vocal melody, and some of the guitar, and just kind of weave in and out between all four of those things and just kind of make the song kind of just flow and blend together. So if you're playing this in a band, like a four-piece band, where you don't have a horn player or a keyboard player, it's just two guitars, bass, and drums, you can kind of cover more ground and kind of get in some more of like the signature type of sounds you hear in the song. So it's really going to be all right hand stuff. Your right hand is just going non-stop, and then just trying to sync up your left hand with what the right hand is doing. That's really going to be the meat and potatoes of this, is all right hand and a ton of muting. Everything is muting in right hand. So let's go ahead and let's just get into the intro part. Alright, so for the intro, there's a lot of different parts going on at the same time. So I made a loop on my drum machine. I tried to match the drum beat and bass line the best I could. And then on top of that, I'm going to loop the horn part and synth line. And I'm going to try to mimic that using a Pog. And then on top of that, once we get that going, we're going to start doing this funky right hand rhythm and start moving between a few different triads using the chords of the song. So we start out. Okay, that'll be your little horn line. And I changed the phrasing. The actual recording, it does more like a... It kind of does that, but when I played it that way and started layering things, the timing just kind of fell off a little bit, so we're just going to play it straight. Okay, and then on top of that, then we'll have the little synth line. Alright, so we have 6, 6, 5, 4, D, G, B, and E. Hold that, let it ring out for 7 beats. On the 8th beat, walk up to E major triad, 9 on G and B, 7 on E, hit it once, and then mute it out. Then go to F sharp major. This will be your D shaped triad of F sharp major. Have 6, 7, 6, G, B, and E. Okay, and just let that repeat. Okay, and then on top of that, you can start layering that little synth line. I kicked the Pog off for that and just play it cleanly. You can slide into it or not. So we'll go 4 on E, 5 on B, 6 on G. Pick it back, let them all ring out together. Then you just slide up to 9, 9, 7, G, B, and E, that E major triad again. And then go 6, 7, 6, G, B, and E for your F sharp major triad. Okay, so that'll be your first little two parts there. And just listen for the timing. It kind of comes in on the second half of that little horn part, the little synth line. Alright, so then we get into this funky right hand part that will play over those things that are looping, and then right before we get into the part where you start singing. So we'll have... Okay, and then we'll get into the verse. So basically, I can't really go over every down, up, but the best way I can sum it up is the entire time your right hand is going, right? So you need to be able to mute the strings without your left hand. Okay, then we have our left hand on top of that to reinforce it and get out some of those kind of open string sounds, right? And I'm really just staying between the D and E. Really just the G, B, and E, right? Just really lay in, dig in. And then, so if you're not fretting a note, then you're muting it and keeping the rhythm going. start out, we're going to slide in from C minor to C sharp minor, 5-5-4-3, slide up to 6-6-5-4, and then just start doing that scratchy rhythm, right? Just listen to the record, or, well, the record's not doing this, but just kind of listen to what I did in the intro there and play along. It sounds perfect when you're playing along to the song. Okay, and do that twice. Then we're going to play, it's basically a C sharp minor 7 with no 5. You have G on 6, 5 on B, 7 on E. Just do it down, down, up. You could walk up and play E major. I think that's what they're doing on the recording, going like... I just thought it sounded cooler to substitute that minor 7 there, right? So after you do that, bop, bop, up, scratchy, down, up, then we're going to slide in from F to F sharp, 5-6-5 to 6-7-6. Same rhythm we played on the first half, and then we get out of it, the little pickup that leads back to the one is just a down, up, 8th note. Alright, so we have, I'll try to play it slower. And then before we, after we play that twice, before we get into the verse where he starts singing, we'll just play B and E on the 2nd fret. It's basically right out of your F sharp minor pentatonic, kind of just playing F sharp minor, but just as a 2-note thing. And then that'll lead us into the vocal part, right? So. And then after you do that, another down, up, scratch. Okay, and then when he says, you know, went out last night, wouldn't talk to me, whatever the words are, I don't know. Just trying to follow the melody. So we'll go C sharp minor, 6-6-5-4. Then we're going to go E major. I'm going to let the open E string ring out on these next 2 chords, this E major and C sharp minor, right? So we have 6-6-5-4. Then we're going to have 6-4-5 D, G, and B with an open E string. Then with your ring, middle, and pinky, go 2-1-2 D, G, and B, and then open E. So you have, and then in between I'll do little mutes. Just 1 chicka, boom chicka, right? And then I'll just do a down, down, up on the C sharp minor there. And then do some more muted hits. Then we're going to walk up these octaves. Alright, so we're going to have a C sharp octave here, 4 on A, mute out the D, have G on 6. We're just going to do 2 hits on each one. Then we're going to go up to this E octave, 2 on D, 5 on the B string. Then go up 2 frets and we'll play this F sharp octave, 4 on D, 7 on B. Then 2 frets again, and we'll play this G sharp octave. We'll have 6 on D and 9 on B. Alright, so once you get here, keep your pinky down on 9 on B, put your ring finger down on 9 on G, and you're going to slide in to 11 on G and B. Okay, this puts us right out of your F sharp major triad. Okay, so that little part, okay, and then after you do that, down, up, scratchy, we're going to go E major, down, up, down, or down, up, and then hit an upstroke on F sharp major, 6-7-6. and then do a down up mute. And then we're going to slide from E major into F sharp major, 4-5-4 to 6-7-6. Okay, and then we go back to that B and E on the 2nd fret, and then mute. Okay, so you have okay, then we're going to repeat everything the same, but the ending line will change. Okay, the second time, everything's the same. Okay, but after you slide up here into 11 on G and B, we're going to go, just going to hit 9 on G and B, 7 on E for that E major triad. So instead of going, we're going to change the phrasing a little bit. So we're just going to go down, up, and then up. That'll be your first time. The second time, we're just going to go down, up, then mute and go straight to F sharp 6-7-6. Then go to E major 4-5-4. Do a muted hit in between those, and then do a down, up, mute. And then slide in from E major 4-5-4 up to F sharp 6-7-6. And then go back to 2 on B and E. Alright, so it does it, I just played everything twice in the intro just to make it compact, so I'm not playing the same thing for 3 minutes straight. But I think play it 4 times, you can kind of mix up the vocal melody however you want, but that's what you need for the verse, right? So let's just go over everything from the beginning real quick. We'll have okay, so when you get out of it and you get into the chorus, you'll do that down, down, up on the 2nd fret B and E, and then a muted down and up, right? And then the Give It To Me Baby, we're going to hold down C sharp minor 6-6-5-4, do a down, up, 16th note, then take your index finger off of the 4th fret, let the high E string ring open, and that'll be your baby, and just give that a down, up. And then mute it twice. Then we're going to do this E major, 4-5-4, G, B, and E, down, up, and then do another 8th note after that, but on the upstroke, put your pinky down on 5 on the high E string. Okay, then we're going to walk up these octaves, but this time we're going to play them all on the A and G strings. And we're going to strum them all as 16th notes. Down, up, down, up. Okay, so we have 4, 6, A and G. Slide up to 6 and 8, A and G. Then you have 7, 9, A and G. Then go up to 11 and 13, A and G. And then you have 9 and 11, A and G. Alright. Okay, and then the ending part. Alright, so the first time, after you slide up those octaves, you do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to go these little double stops out of your C sharp minor. Alright, it's probably the trickiest part of all this. So you'll have 6 and 7 G and B, up to 8 and 9 G and B. We're going to go down, up, just hit 8 and 9 once. Then go back and forth between 6, 7 G and B and 8, 9 G and B. Down, up, down. And then we're just going to go down, up, back and forth. Then go back up to 8, 9. Then go to 11, 12 G and B, hit that with an upstroke. Alright, so you have then go back to 8 and 9 G and B. Then we're going to sit here, we're going to go 6, 7 G and B, back to 4, 5 G and B, right? And that'll turn us back around, back to the Give It To Me Baby. Alright, so really slow. Second time, everything repeats the same, the first half, and then we just end those double stops differently. This is where it'll change. So we slide up these octaves. We go 4, 6, 7. And when we get to 11 and 13, we're just going to do a down, up. And we'll finish that 16th note by doing a scratchy down, up. So we can land the 1 on the double stop here on 6, 7 G and B, right? Alright, so after that, go 6, 7 G and B. We're going to slide into 8, 9 G and B. Then we're going to bar D and G on 9. And then get 11 on A and D, right out of your C sharp minor pentatonic. Alright, so we have. Then after you hit 11 on A and D, you're going to go back to 8, 9 G and B. Mute in between. And then go 6, 7 up to 8, 9. I just kind of slide up. Okay. So you have then we slide back in and go back to 9 on D and G to 11 A and D. Then we'll go 8, 9 G B to 6, 7 to 4, 5 G and B. Alright, so I know that's a lot. So let's play these both together. We have Alright, so that's that whole little chorus part, and you can mix and match, kind of play around with some of the melody if you want, and then you can use those double stops to do more of the horn lines. You know, you can play around with that and do more of the horn parts and just kind of phrase it however you want, but those little double stops out of your C sharp minor, very useful, right? Alright, so I forgot one little part. At the end of the chorus, there's the girl that's singing, just give it to me, give it to me, give me the stuff, that sweet funky stuff. And you can mimic that part with just 2 triads, your F sharp major, 6, 7, 6, and your E major, 4, 5, 4. Just follow along with her vocal melody and do the muted hits in between. And then you go back into the chorus, you can mimic the horn line. And you can play around with that, but that's everything that's going on at the end of the chorus. That's the whole song. There's not a lot to it, but I'm kind of adding in a lot more. But yeah, man, it's a lot of fun to play. It sounds great playing along to it. And that's everything you need. So you can kind of take these, break them apart, kind of apply it to whatever situation you're going to be playing it in. I just thought I'd give you some cool things that you can use to kind of spice up the song and work on your rhythm playing at the same time. But that's it. Just practice slow, have fun. See you next time.